Speaking of sucking.
Nev, that coffee in the kitchen, you made it?
Keen eye.
Did you boil it? If so, why?
I'm not picky. I got a cup and it does the job. That's all I ask.
I don't know where to go with this.
The coffee seems questionable.
Don't look at me. I don't drink coffee, but that's not how it's done in Minrathous.
It is in my apartment.
But why?
So what's the coffee for?
What isn't it for? The Venatori used the dragon attack for a power grab. Now they treat Docktown like their personal playground. I've heard more cries for help than I can count. And now the Threads have reached out.
The Minrathous crime syndicate.
Smuggling, extortion, protection rackets. The Threads do it all. They stay out of slavery and they hate Venatori. Enough to keep picking fights. My contact in the Threads, Alec, wants to talk. He doesn't reach out for nothing.
If you need backup, I'm happy to help.
I don't expect you to show up for Docktown, Rook.
But I will. Really.
If you need more coffee, I'll make it.
Well now, is that sweet or trying to save me from myself?
Let's call it both.
No, we didn't miss anything. I continue to have not done any of this stuff off camera.
Lucanis? Are you in here brooding?
I'm fine.
That's not a no.
I had her. She should have never gotten away from me. This was our contract, Rook. I don't fail my contracts.
This can't be the first time you've missed a target, right? What did you do before?
I never miss. I thought I still had this. Whatever else I am, I'm a professional. After the ossuary, I thought at least I could still take out a target. I need to work.
You might need sleep more than work at this point.
You might be right.
It's not over. Just take care of yourself for now, okay?
I was distracted. That cannot happen again. I need to get my head on straight.
Whatever you need to do.
Have you been to talk to the others? Davrin, especially. I think everyone might have things to deal with now. I should check in with the crows. Whatever the word is, I'll let you know. There's nothing like work to focus the mind.
I don't even remember that scene, Tech Taft, but I believe you.
Davrin? Davrin, about Weishaupt. One less archdemon in the world. At least you made them pay.
It wasn't enough. That's Renaud. Malmont. Anya. We used to argue. Who would be the one to take an archdemon down? Who'd die so that others could live? Not sure any of us believed it'd actually happen.
When the moment came, you did the Wardens proud.
Did I? Because I'm still here. They're not.
Personally, I'm glad you're here. We still need you.
And I need this to make sense.
You're overthinking it.
Am I? A Grey Warden kills an archdemon, they die. That's how it works.
Who knows what happened? Maybe the gods changed things and the old rules don't apply. Why is being alive a problem?
Because I didn't expect to be here. Grey Wardens have an expiration. It pushed me.
There's more fight to go.
And if we manage to pull that off?
You'll do what you do best. Hunt monsters.
Plenty of people can do that. I'm talking purpose. I feel like a blade sharpened all these years to confront the worst darkness in the world. And my blade struck true at Weishaupt. What now?
Well, you'll raise a San to create a world where the light outshines the darkness.
Yeah? Well, let me tell you. That will require a lot more gingerwort truffles.
Hey, there are worse jobs than being a professional truffle hunter.
Don't start.
He seems to like the idea.
Guess we're stuck with each other, boy. No getting rid of me now. Someday I might actually know what that means.
While you sort that out, maybe you and Lucanis can try to bury the hatchet.
Yeah,
He had a rough time of it too.
I know. That was an incredible shot he took at Gillenane.
Then tell him that. 'Cause fighting each other won't help us defeat the gods.
But we've got help. The Wardens, Shadow Dragons, Crows, Veil Jumpers, we're all in this together.
We are. But they've all got their own problems. If we want their help, we have to help them first.
Is that a plan I hear forming?
I think it could be. Thanks, Davrin.
I have no idea. This is my Lord Hammond. All bets are off. Just to be mean, I think we will do... Oh. I guess that's the only quest to do. I was going to deliberately do Nev's quest last, just to be a dick, but, we're there. So, okay. Let's double check, though. Let's do our due diligence. Double checking. Double checking. How are the... whatever. I guess we'll bring Nev. Who haven't I brought with Nev yet? Emmerich, maybe? God, I had a whole system for keeping track, and then they started forcing party members on me, and now it's just... I have no idea who I haven't brought yet. Ow. Not really, Platonia. So let's get this out of the way. There's no such thing as, like, Antiva. So there's no such thing as Antivan-based names. So in other words, those names have to be based on something. So consciously or otherwise, they're going to be based on something based on real life. Like, even Klingon is actually based on a fairly large number of Eastern European / Western Asian countries, to use a specific example. It also runs into the possibility of the Final Fantasy XIII problem, where you try a little bit too hard to proper noun things up and just end up with a mess that's hard for the viewer to parse. Now, I think it's too easy to go too far the other way, speaking of which. So, something I think actually has, yeah, let's see more. Something I think is a legitimate complaint about this game is that the dialogue feels too modern. It feels like writing from, the aughts or the 90s or whatever, as opposed to writing from medieval times. And you're probably thinking, how? If you haven't noticed, don't worry about this. It's just in the way that they construct their sentences. And it makes perfect sense, because what you do, you already know what I'm about to say. What you do as a writer is you write out the basics of the sentence, and then later you go back and you polish it up, right? You change it around to make it sound a little bit more like whatever it's supposed to sound like, for the setting, for the dialect, and then for the character individual, right? Which requires that editing pass, which, yeah, exactly. It's hard to add tone on a first pass. And so a lot of the dialogue, a lot of the word choices are honestly pretty bad, because of the fact that it's very clear that they just... It just keeps being a thing. I don't know what you want from me. It keeps being a thing. So we'll just... From here? Sure, we'll just walk from here. Oh, I know, you just reminded me of that, Plutonia, because I was thinking about that, too. One of the specific comparison points was made with, oh, God. Of course, now I can't remember. Hang on. Who was making that? Hang on one second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Of course I can't find it now. I was just reading this. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It was a great comparison. It pulled out specific examples. Because remember, we've had trans people before in Dragon Age. We've had plenty of bisexual and homosexual characters before. And they were mentioning how the way that they presented that was different in previous games. Not because of, like, some big LGBT thing, but it was actually just because of the dialect. The way that they said the words was different, because this is supposed to be a medieval setting, and they didn't have a lot of the terminology we do nowadays. So whoever was writing it did an editing pass to make it sound more like something that someone would say from centuries ago.
Messages through the city.
Stuff like that.
You know, Emmerich, when a necromancer moves in, I thought we might get undead bursting through the floor. But you keep things quiet, and Fred's a good neighbor.
You'll have to forgive my own worries. All I've read of Tevinter...
I can respect the wariness.
I mean, okay. Yeah, exactly, Metaworld. If I can use a really dumb example, and yes, I would play Deval for the most part. I do think there's a couple of asterisks there, but I mean, rushed writing is rushed writing. Give me a second. I won't actually pull out the voice acting because there's no need for that. I'm looking at a line here. This is from Final Fantasy XII. So, okay. A group of knights from Dalmasca counterattack against the Arcadian army. So, in modern parlance, there's a lot of ways we could say that. We could say it casually, we could say it professionally, but at the end of the day, the tone and the word choice we use is just going to be different. even something as basic as the Dalmascan Knights counterattack, but ran into the wall of the Arcadian army. Something like that, right? But that sounds modern, because it is modern dialect and modern word choice. The way it's said in FF12 is, and I quote, "A counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful, but against martial might of Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory." You could see how it's not about the prose necessarily. There is definitely some prose in FF12, but you could see how the sentence structure and the word usage is just different. I feel stupid for even pointing this out because it's such an obvious thing. Anybody looking at could tell. It's just a little bit different, right? Yeah, exactly, Dakota. They don't borrow from such modern terminology. In fact, I've actually run into this myself. Some people pointed this out when I was writing RFF1, that in the first pass, before I did my proper editing pass, several people pointed out that I was using too modern of terminology, too modern word choice, which just was inaccurate and had to be fixed. And so it went back to editing pass. You get it. This is what the editing pass is there for. Anyways, point off. Sorry for hammering this point in. It's been in my mind this whole time. And it's never gone away. Even the scenes that are better written still tend to have that problem. Of course.
Let's try this again. Nev, we were going to talk. You come looking for me?
Hello, Alec. And Cedar, you sing at the Cobbled Swan. And spy for the threads?
You got it.
All right, you called. I showed up. Why are we here?
Because the Venatori are targeting threads. We want the scales tipped back in our favor.
Oh, that's valid, Loner, but extremely wrong, if you'll forgive me for being blunt. Because first of all, they have talked that way for the last 3 games in a row. Like I said, I wish I could find the actual thing I was reading, because it was using specific quotes from previous games to convey the same concepts this game was doing, except using different language to convey the fact that it was not being done in modern tongue. Second of all, if it was just a few individual characters who were talking in a modern parlance, that would actually be interesting. In fact, that could be a good way to distinguish someone from the rest of the cast. But literally everyone talks with modern linguistics in this. So...
Please, tell us how to help.
Aren't you polite?
Cut to the chase, Alec.
The Venatori are taking our people, and they aren't shy about it. They walked into the Swan and abducted our boss, Marco Damas.
The threads always kept their leader secret, pulling strings from the shadows.
Yeah, well, the Venatori found us out, declared they were securing Docktown as they dragged him out. Cedar was performing at the time. So the whole thing...
They just walked in. The Venatori don't lack confidence.
I'd love to correct that, wouldn't you? It's an easy deal. Right, Nev? We've had our differences, but the threads are better neighbors than the Venatori.
Docktown's ours. We want them out as much as you.
The cult's got an inside track on our members. They're watching us. But you?
I get it. You give us the lead, we go in alone.
They're holed up in the thread market. I'll get you access. Still won't be easy.
Good luck, all right.
Here's hoping.
Actually, I agree.
Rescuing the leader of a crime syndicate.
The threads protect their streets. If we can swing power back in their favor, Docktown needs whoever will fight for it. Let's get to the market.
I admit I'm one of those weirdos who always kind of liked the fact that in Star Wars, the word Sith is commonly combined with other words to make a cuss word. Sith spawn, Sith spit, Sith cursed. That just made sense to me.
You're chasing!
They must have eyes on the lamplighter. Elec did have one of their friends. Look out! That's it for now, but we need to move before any more of the cult catches on.
And Dragon Quest. Cool. Sorry. Dragon. Well, that's an example. Actually, yeah, Emmerich does have. Okay, we're back up. Emmerich does sound a little bit. Emmerich. Oh my god, I keep doing it wrong.
Against the threads. Why take Damas? Why not kill him at the Swan?
The threads must have something the Venatori want.
Emmerich does noticeably sound a little bit different, and probably because, as you say, he sounds a bit Victorian, which is a bit of a different dialect.
Let's find the threads. Discreetly.
Thanks, Emmerich.
Keep your eyes open.
What will you say, Thread?
For the glory of Tevinter Reborn.
What are they doing?
Blood magic. They're using mind control on the threads. The threads are confined. Out of danger for now, but we need to get them out.
I think that's part of what's throwing me, Blade Jamal, because Emmerich is, you know, a character I'm rather fond of, obviously.
Not us from a distance.
It would be interesting if all of the Qunari spoke with modern dialect, just to kind of continue their idea of them being so much more technologically advanced than everyone else. I'm not sure I would do that, it's just idle thoughts. I mean, at the end of the day, everything I just said was just a long roundabout way of proving that, yet again, this game's problem is editing.
We won't allow this to continue. Fight forever. We can fight.
And Rook takes that.
He's fighting. Do not die, fool.
That's the last of them.
They're controlling kidnapped threads with blood magic. If one of them revealed Damas, taking the boss gets them everything. We need to find him.
We should free the other captives as well.
Wait. I heard something. There's someone up ahead.
Hey, Sonoshi.
Quite the setup. That's Markle Damas? I could take him off your hands.
He's not mine to give. Damas serves our best.
Hello, Nev. I've missed you.
You know me.
Damas doesn't, but I do. You stopped me once, but my purpose remains.
Aelia.
Rid Minrathis of this criminal. Kill him. Will anyone notice in Docktown? I won't be stopped.
What have you done, Aelia? Speaking directly through him? Puppetry? The blood magic needed.
I just... Thank you, Sonoshi. Always appreciate you. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, Witcher 3, and A Dealer's Choice. Thank you. So you know how we've actually had some really solid quests lately? Oh, that would actually be really funny, Lover. Actually, while we're on the subject, you know another game that tends to have different dialect? Well, I say game. Another setting that tends to have different dialect, which is Warhammer. Obviously, there's the orcs. Warhammer 40k, excuse me. The orcs! We just go down, get there, and get the blocks into the face. But, you know, that's different. What I mean by that is that, you know, the Imperium of Man also kind of uses different word choice and different sentence structure and likes to lean into their not quite Latin thing. Just another example of how you can do dialect. But again, that takes editing passes. Also, is this just low gain? Is this just...
Impressed? It pales next to the power Tevinter once had.
No fungi, actually orcs. You got all this thing, we got all these spores. Right, they were built by Gork Mork. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Also, are fungi plants?
A corrupt blood mage. If that's not Minrathus, how many bled for Tevinter's old power? How many died?
Worthy gifts for our shared glory.
I won't share that. And if you think you'll drag us back there...
You're Tevinter, and a traitor like her. You dealt with Bataris and his relic. You found us here. No further. The risen God showed me the path to our legacy, our salvation. I am this city's future, and you'll stay out of my way.
Okay. So are we killing you?
We need to subdue Damas fast, but keep him alive.
Got it. Not killing. I can not kill, I think.
Better, even if it's stopping.
No one should die like that.
Is this place petty?
Sorry, what was that?
Aelia, taking over the threads. It secures the Venatori a little more power, but I know you. There's more. You're setting us up. For what?
For Minrathus. Our ancient power restored. Our destiny renewed.
And damn the lives it takes. We've played this game before.
The game never ended.
Leave Neff alone. She's my one true love. Which is funny because I think we actually can't romance her at this point. And also my actual true love is right there.
Ah, I get it. Fancy speeches, horrible plans. You're just like any other Venatori.
Rook.
Minrathus is broken, but you like it. Does it flatter your ego to leave the city as it is? To prove your cynicism right? I am our hope. I'll change these streets, starting with Dogtown. It could do better. Goodbye, Nev. Venhedders. Fucking cultist snakes. They'll pay for this.
I know we're here to save him, but he's still a crime boss. And he's really angry.
Can you blame him?
Fair enough.
Nev Gallus, if you're here, Alec sent you.
You're welcome.
You did me a favor. I heard you stopped a red lyrium relic, and the Venatori responsible walked. Bataris. I've got dirt on him.
Enough for the shadows to make a move.
Consider it my thanks.
Okay, hold up. Talking about editing passes and bad writing. Do you notice how we just skipped 5 or 6 conversations ahead there? Like, we're still in the, oh, God, I'm still wounded. and recovering from blood magic. But I've already got the next thing you need from this other quest earlier in the game. Just chuggo. What? That was just dunk. Okay.
Vitaris put lives at risk. If you can take him down...
Do it.
Consider it done. The Threads protect their streets. It looks like you do, too.
There's no one else here. The person controlling him.
She's gone.
What? What do you mean she's gone? What do you mean there's nobody else here? What?
I gave Damas's information to the surviving Shadow Dragons. They'll run with it. Bataris is one man, but that's one less Venatori to deal with. You know, I didn't expect backup for this job. I wasn't looking to drag you in.
I'm here for you, Nev. And you're weird... Okay. This has been bugging me the whole game. What is with her not cleavage? Have you noticed that she has this really weird thing going on, where she's got her shirt open to, like, a distressing degree, but actually nothing's showing. And it's just more confusing than anything else. Like, when I first saw her, I thought she had another shirt on underneath or something, because it just made so little sense what I was looking at.
We saved Damas. The stuff with Aelia, we'll figure it out.
This
Look at that.
doesn't end well.
Who is she? Besides an evil blood mage.
A damn fanatic. A believer in Tevinter's former glory. I caught her trying to save the city. The ritual, what she wanted to summon. She'd have sacrificed us all. I caught her. The Templars had her. Turns out, Aelia had sympathy in the right places. She disappeared from her cell, but I had a lead. I should have gone alone. But I went looking for backup. Someone I could trust, Rana. I found her partner first. Brahm always wore that Andrastian pendant. Had it that night, too. He was a pain. But at the end of the day, he always showed up, tried to do the right thing. Like it's easy. He went in too fast. Aelia found him, she got out. Brahm didn't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Me too. Aelia's trail went cold after that. The Templars stopped putting people on it. They buried Brahm's death. Like it was nothing. Said it wasn't an official case, that he didn't have orders. He put protecting Docktown first. He helped me. And that's what he got. What now? A dragon attack, Aelia's back, and backed by a god. Where does it end? I can't say a lot of people show up for me, Rook, or that it ends well when they do, but today, you came through for Docktown this time. Even when I didn't expect it.
Minrathis does not... I refuse to pick that. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's not the first hard time we faced. Won't be the last.
We've got the gods to thank for that.
We'll make them pay.
If we live, we better.
Oh god, I don't know. Okay. Oh ho! Hey hey hee hee ooh ha. Has there ever been a Dragon Age that lets you undo hardening? Because this game lets you undo hardening.
This is ominous.
Biago found something.
Something bad, I take it.
Venatori and Treviso. Like I thought. One of them might know where Zara is. Biago has crows watching them. We find them. We find Zara.
Yes, my one true... Sorry.
How hard can it be to find a few crows hiding out in Treviso?
Finding crows is easy. Everyone knows that. Look for the capes. We only get one shot at this. We go when you're ready.
Dweller, an invitation has manifested to the Black Emporium in Docktown. The antiquarian there is stagnant and stubborn, but he offers forgotten treasures for those in need.
Whoop.
Need and knowledge.
This is why I check. And I have been checking. God, it's starting to piss me off, actually. Because, hey, guess what? There's a quest back here. So let's bring... Oh, God, I've lost track. Okay, so Ballara and Dapper. I'm pretty sure we haven't done that combo. Aren't you going to bring Nev? Why would I ever want Nev in my party? Oh, and for the record, no, I don't want Nev to have giant amounts of cleavage. I'm just confused. Usually when you... Okay. Usually when you have a female fashion decision, as a drawer, as an artist, and you have their shirt opened up down to their belly button, you're doing that for a pretty specific reason. But she looks like she's missing anatomy. It actually makes me wonder if that was the original intent, and they just kind of crudely got rid of it later, because, like, smoothing this out is a lot easier than completely redoing all of this, if that makes any sense. So it would be cheaper and easier to do that if they decided to change their minds on that.
The Candelabra. They carry messages through the city.
She is missing a leg. That's actually completely fair. I just noticed there's 3 quests here, by the way. What do we got? What do we got?
Another message asking for help dealing with Venatori.
Another thing, though. Completely unrelated to cleavage, I swear. Okay, a little related to cleavage. A little bit. So I was thinking about this.
Let's get...
Perfuma. Hang on, let's look up who this person is. Perfuma. Let's see. Ha! I'll be honest, based on her body model, I didn't even notice that she was supposed to have cleavage. So I'm going to say no. Didn't even occur to me.
Do it.
So, no, what I'm really boiling down to, I apparently can't talk straight. What I'm really boiling down to is I'm once again pointing off how all of the models look wrong. It's something I said right at the first stream during the character creation stream. I've never been able to put an exact finger on it, and I've theorized a few times, but every model in the game looks wrong.
Break those crystals. We need to get through that barrier.
And that's the actual issue here. Which... There it is. Yeah, no, it's very Uncanny Valley. Now, I do actually have a theory a lore theory. I think that if you want to make a game... How do I put this into simple terminology? Most games can't do what WoW and FF14 do, because that's an insane amount of work. You have to come up with... Obviously, you have to come up with the different riggings, different skeletons and different riggings for each of the different species you can play as. Then you have to do different meshes. Then you have to actually warp and map all of the outfits you can get onto those different meshes. That's a lot of work. And it is. It is an insane amount of work. So, what I think is that they looked at how much work it would be to actually do that for everything, considering they wanted every race to be playable, and considering they were trying to make a live service game where it doesn't really matter what you look like, because you're not going to be seeing that most of the time as you're running around doing missions, and they decided, I got this. And I think they made one model. No, this is my big theory. This is it. I think they made one model, one rigging, one mesh, and then made a slightly different variant of that one original setup. And used that for the dwarf, and used that for... Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much the exact same thing Neverwinter Nights 1 did. I think that's the reason why it all looks wrong, is because they all are kind of the same, but like silly puttied around a little bit in order to adjust for the specific species. Oh, I have no idea. Colgrim. Probably the same thing they did in KOTOR, where they're the Ken doll thing. What that's actually called. That's my theory. Don't do it, Chill Pangolin. Don't do it! It's too late. Yeah, exactly. That's why the Qunari just look wrong. I mean, tons of people have made direct comparisons between the Qunari in previous games and this one. But if you look at a Qunari in this game versus any other person in this game... no. I decided not to. Mostly because I didn't have time. But also, because I didn't have any side quests to do. Unfortunately, the new side quest just popped up just now. So, thank you very much, Chill Pangolin. If you give me one moment. Down. Or Hyrule Warriors 2, Hyrule Warriors 3, and Pocopio. Support program. Well, that makes perfect sense, though, Blancheville, doesn't it? No, I'm being serious. An enemy unit doesn't have to have the same set of animations and interactions that a player unit does, right? To go back to the WoW example, most enemies in the game have animations and rigging and custom meshes and setups and all that. But that's because they have, like, attack animation 1, attack animation 2, casting animation, recoil animation, death animation, and maybe a few others, right? Same concept. They don't need to have the sheer quantity of animations that are needed for a race that's going to be in cutscenes. Yeah, exactly. Like, I guess your point is actually adding to my point, which is that it's clearly deliberate.
I like the tone of that note.
Like, this isn't something that was done on accident. There are Qunari in the game.
Huh. Some kind of fabulous treasure buried in the city.
Okay. Let's go grab this first. Yeah, actually, Ross, that's a good comparison point, too.
Got in yesterday.
So, I imagine that if there is some origin story...
How many people they executed?
For humans in this setting, that the writers themselves don't even know what it is. There's something that a lot of settings tend to do, where they tend to...
Secrets of the Viper. Reliable source.
Where they tend to explain away the origins of certain species. There's sometimes other species that are just natives. And there's no explanation for them. What are they? Well, they're natives. They were just end statement, right? A lot of settings do that, where just we don't know where such and such came from because we don't need to, because they've always been here, kind of a deal. And that's how humans feel in Dragon Age. We know where the dwarves came from, we know where the elves came from, and we have an idea of where the Qunari came from. So humans are just, they're just humans.
Oscar's disappearing from Docktown. Why? Something to look into.
You know, that's actually very valid, Blatable. I mentioned how it'd be more work on the voice acting and writing side, but you're absolutely right. It would also be more work on the animation side.
Here getting smaller. Or is it just me? I don't think it's just you. It's been harder to get food and other supplies. Of course it does.
The note mentioned a bridge near here. No harm looking.
Is it true the Anton have empty?
Actually, I have noticed that, Blade Taval. A couple of times when I just sat there and let them fight on their own. Yeah, we have a pretty big suite of attack animations, even just as a mage. I imagine we also have a bit of attack animations for warrior and rogue as well.
Hey, Rana. What's going on?
This entrance was magically sealed. Now it's not. A prank? Or someone trying to hide something?
YouTube, Giga. And guesswork. Because there really is no other viable way to do it. Not really. Fine. Giga. Oh, now it's showing up.
Sure, here we go.
I will admit my ignorance. I'm not sure where the Galapagos are. But one of the places they showed is straight out of the Philippines. So I'm guessing that.
A ruined tower by the water. Huh.
Citizen.
I keep wondering, how does one tell a snake apart from someone who isn't a snake? What are you talking about? The headlines on the weekly truth.
According to the Littlest, she made all the games, which includes this one. So anybody who likes this game, you owe her your thanks.
Are more coming?
A key. Well, this is promising. Now to find the door that this unlocks.
It's okay, you can hurt her feelings. She must learn that life is all but suffering. Endless misery. No hope.
What's the danger ahead? Don't want to end up like that poor soul.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. If this was your first game you ever made, by yourself, that's shocking. Wouldn't change the review at all, but damn, that'd be impressive.
Balara, it seems like your brother Syrian's mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, I still don't understand.
I'm sorry. He's joining an ancient elven death cult dedicated towards being evil, and you decided to approach that with the phrase, "Your brother's fallen in with the wrong crowd." Like he's hanging out with some punks who are smoking outside of school, is what that invokes, not, torture death.
The Grey Wardens have taught me that no one's beyond redemption.
I hope so.
Listen, those virgins had it coming. It's their fault they haven't had sex yet. God. I mean, what kind of person would... anyways. Probably loner. Carlin covered a lot of things like that. God, Dad. All I wanted to do was let the blood of my enemies while eating their hearts. They're still beating hearts. Junior, we talked about this. That's bad for your cholesterol. You're my real dad. hold up. It looks like it wants me to go over there. Feel fatigue. Forgot about that one.
Well, there's other ways to get into the catacombs.
Question is, what will we find? That place is less predictable than the deep roads.
What in the world? Ah! It's okay. I found myself back in reality. Everything's back to normal. Situation normal. I don't think this game needs my help breaking it. I feel like a Klingon Hippocratic Oath would be something like,
Hey, do you know someone named Traylon?
no disease left unconquered, or something like that.
Little bit younger than you. Dark hair, big for an elf.
Oh, I know him. Knew him. I mean, when we were kids. Is he a warden friend of yours?
He was, until Weiss helped. Now they want to find his family. Tell them he died a hero.
I'll talk to Strife. He'll know what to do.
Why would it be do no harm? We're trying to heal people here. And sometimes the pain is the only thing that fixes everything. Klingon warrior walks up to the patient. This will hurt a lot, but it will heal you completely. The person says, I am willing to brace this pain. You do your family credit. For the glory of medicine! The glory of medicine!
Is this for us? Strange. Wants us to find more. Still warm. Whoever was on watch just left. We've got a body. Hasn't been dead long.
Stabbed in the back. Clumsy, but it did the trick.
Someone saw their chance and took it. We need to find the buskers. A restaurant pamphlet. The garden. Mentions performers. Didn't buskers go missing in Docktown? Maybe the Venatori had a hand in it. This pamphlet could be a clue.
Does this feel shady to anyone else?
We could approach the garden from the rooftops. That'll give us some cover. We still need to save the buskers. If this is a trap, let's be smart about it.
And yes, I heard about Highguard, and no, I didn't think it would survive. Highguard was always a stupid idea, that's the problem. Anybody who thought a Highguard was going to succeed was fooling themselves. entering a dying market that you yourself are already in. Are already in? That's already oversaturated, in addition to being a dying market. Like, who in the world thought that was a good idea?
No.
I'm vaguely glad it died this fast. I know that sounds mean, but I don't mean it like that. If there's one thing I've talked about a lot lately, it's that it's almost always better for something to just kind of die, rather than do the slow lingering thing.
They really didn't want us getting through that door.
I'm serious. Better for the game to just die, chikonk, than to slowly linger on and have people waste money on a game that is dying and is going to die.
Oh, up. Oh, what is that smell?
What a miserable way to go. The desperate being lured down here by the promise of riches, only to find death. The treasure hunt. Someone took the game and twisted it. They didn't sell it as an adventure. They sold it as a way out. There's a demon feeding off the desperate in Minrathous, manipulating them. And those who don't listen, die. Evidence points to the catacombs. The rest is on us.
I mean, WoW's been dying ever since they added talent points. I'm just... Yeah, don't pull what Tor did. Now, to be clear, there's a difference between letting something die and then putting it on life support. I know that sounds like a strange combination of analogies, but what I mean by that is, in some cases, it's better for the game to be allowed to continue to exist, you know, for basic historical preservation purposes. But that's different from allowing a game to continue to exist versus allowing a game to continue to poison the market, right? Veilguard being saved in some kind of offline format is the kind of thing I would be in favor of. Not because it's a particularly good game, but because it is a part of gaming history. Sure, thumbs up. But Veilguard should not be a functioning game anymore, because it would be a waste of everything. It was already a dying game, and as I already said, that's just going to encourage other people to be stupid, especially if anybody spends money on it, which is wasted money. No, listen, Adam Tiana, listen. WoW's dying! WoW's dying! It's dead!
How are you feeling about it?
Well, our gods, technically. It's a little weird. More than a little, but honestly, it makes things easier.
How do you mean?
Well...
To be continued. Yeah, it's Hero Shooter number 557. Completely bog standard and the same as every other hero shooter ever made. I've actually heard people who don't have a particular take in that and who are not grifters who actually played it to give it a real shot, and their reaction was that it was honestly really boring. A couple of interesting ideas which were completely mishandled, resulting in a generally mid to low good, basically a low green to blue game. Use my own colors. Nothing worth writing home about.
The flesh. How are you feeling about it?
Well, our gods, technically. It's a little weird. More than a little, but honestly, it makes things easier.
How do you mean?
Well, they're real, but also, they're pretty evil and don't seem to care much about prayers. So it's suddenly very not complicated, you know?
Whatever keeps things simple.
Yep, they're pretty evil. That's a good descriptor, I think, of the two villains we've been fighting so far. Hey, everyone in chat. Listen, I don't want to alarm you, but I'm pretty evil, and I'm going to prove it by not petting this cat. You see this cat? Do you see it? Okay, moving on. Not petting it. That's right, I didn't pet the cat. And you can't make me pet the cat. Yes? What are you showing? What are you showing? Oh my gosh, what is this? What are you doing? What did you do? You did though. You got rid of the video. No, I didn't. You did. You literally did. Don't lie to me. Yeah, that's why the Dalish don't care about the fact that the ancient evil elven gods are evil and here. I actually agree with that. Is that Ultima Doge Dash or Ultimate Doge Dash? Dad. I can't pronounce dad. Anyways. I actually think Highguard could have been interesting, and just apparently it wasn't. That is one of those weird things that gaming is kind of unique in when it comes to risks. You might have an idea for a game idea. We all have ideas for games, but that doesn't mean they're actually going to be fun. It might be fun, you don't know. But unfortunately, the only way to find out is to try, and then make the game, and then play it, and then decide, is this fun? The answer isn't always yes. I mean, the jetpacks in Anthem were a really weird choice. I actually talked about that one when I was streaming Anthem, because that was not something they had in the game. And then one of the EA people, I forget the name, unfortunately, was like, hey, you know what this game can really use? Jetpacks. And he was right. It's the best part of the game. Not a joke. Yeah, I'm with Dakota. The fact that the jetpacks were actually fun to use is strange. Like, there's something that was tacked on so after the fact. Someone put some real work into those. Considering the rest of Anthem was such a colossal mess. Keeping in mind the level design, the overworld design, wasn't even designed around jetpacks, and yet it just kind of worked. Very strange. That whole game was strange. And terrible. How many people in chat right now could tell me the name of the main villain from Anthem? Just the name. You don't have to tell me anything else about him.
The catacombs just keep going. Is that an elven statue?
I've heard there are monsters. Dangerous beasts warped by magic. Maybe even created by it.
Good luck getting the Magisterium to admit it.
Something big could hide down here and never be found.
Yeah. Steve, yes. Evil laughter. Honestly, it would have been funnier if his name was Steve. No, his name was the Monitor. You were close, Mr. Red. Anthem... I hesitate to say Anthem had a story. Because it did in the most technically sense I've ever seen. It had events that happened. I think that counts as a story. There was no reason to it. There was no rhyme to it. There was no logic. There's no central plot thread. Hey, who here in chat can tell me the name of the planet they were on in Anthem? Like the name of the world or the setting or whatever.
You've been manipulating people in Dogtown.
I am an answer that they come seeking. I give them something to do when their world is cruel. People will do such fun things when they're desperate.
Watch
Put the hair back and forth over. Hair! Oh god! I take it back, I'm sorry! So, I'm seeing some joke answers, and I love Steveopolis, of course. But here's the answer. They never named it. They never even bothered to name the setting. At all. If that sounds like a minor deal, please think about how extraordinarily rare it is that someone doesn't even bother to name the fictional setting they're creating. I mean, even Middle Earth is called Middle Earth. What are you doing with my pillows? What are you doing with my pillows? Okay, I can accept that. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Here's my phone. You get one more video, then I'm going to kick you out, okay? Give you a big hug. Big hug. No, I was giving you a hug. And you're giving you your kiss. There you go. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. She's made a castle out of my pillows. Yeah, Middle Earth is the continent, but like, also Arda. But my point is, the setting has a name, right? Someone somewhere bothered to sit down and call the place where the events of the story are happening a name.
Hitting us from range.
Now, hang on. Colgrim says I'm wrong, which means they must have gone back and named that at some point in time. Let's find out here. Yes. What are you doing to my phone? What are you doing to my phone? Oh, you did do something to my phone. There we go. You know what? No more phones. No more. Come here so I may fling you. No, go to sleep, snakes. Go to sleep, snakes. No, I'm just saying hello. You've killed the... But now I will bite you as a snake. No, two snakes, two snakes. No! But I've got another snake too. No! No! Three snakes. I have stolen your snake. And now it's two snakes. Come here. Hello, snake. Why are you eating me? Oh, I accept being it. Ugh. Okay, hang on. Aha! I was right. I was right. They went later on. They had a series of ARG conversations on Twitter. Hi, Elazar. Are they still here? Yeah, right there. Right there. So not only is it not in the game, but this was after the game came out, after we reviewed it, in fact. This is, in fact, in 2019. Yeah, no, I'm going to stand by my statement. When they came up with Anthem, the world had no name. They didn't name it. They never got to that point. That's almost worse that they decided to go back and be like, oh, I guess we'll go and like name the setting later. Okay. Right, I'm in the middle of a boss fight. So I had an adorable niece, and adorable nieces tend to be very distracting. I don't know if you knew this. Depends on when they actually named it Blade of All, but honestly, a little bit, yeah. Like, naming your setting, at least for consistency in terminology, is something you do relatively early on in world building. Oh my god, these freaking ads. Hi, Kid Viper. Now I know what you're thinking. So therefore FF14 sucks, right? No.
With all that's happened, I can see how a demon of desperation woke up here. It could feed on the city and make things worse.
We can't undo the damage it caused, but we've stopped it from doing worse.
Yeah. We did the quest. I know that. No. See, FF14 bypasses this. I can even prove this. This isn't me being facetious. Because FF14 had a name for the place. It was called Eorzea. Now I know what you're going to say. That's just the name of the peninsula or continent or whatever you want to call that. But that's the relevant part. That's the part where the game happened. They still did what everybody who's a world builder worth a damn did, and named the place where the stuff happens. After all, it's not called Earth, it's called Middle Earth, to use another example.
I hear you're the one who got that fancy Luvian up and running.
I did. Well, most of the way.
And yeah, Azeroth was originally the name of a kingdom in Warcraft 2, and then went on to be the name of the planet in Warcraft 3, but they still did the same thing. Warcraft 2, which is when they actually came up with some of the world building for the Warcraft setting, they bothered to name the thing. Can I still not do this? I'm going to look this up. I will never answer your question, Elazar. Never! Yeah, Norath, EverQuest. Dareth. So Dareth's actually interesting because Dareth is not the name of the planet in Asheron's Call. Dareth is the name of the continent where the game takes place. They didn't reveal the name of the planet until later, which was Aborian, I believe, is the name of the planet. Don't quote me on that. I generally don't use metric unless it's something I know off the top of my head, like meters. I can do meters pretty easily. But kilometers means nothing to me, and Celsius means nothing to me, so I tend to not use it. Okay, but I want this quest out of my log, Giga. I want to punch it. I want to punch it in its stupid face until... Okay, so... let's go do this quest. It's okay, apparently it's just not a thing. I'll just survive not having finished a quest. Which bioweapons in the Resident Evil series would I actually consider viable military weapons? So my knee-jerk answer to that is none. Uncontrollable, like, viruses and mutants and flesh eaters tend to not be really good military applications. I mean, elephants are great and all until the moment you lose control of them, you know what I mean? Which is very easy to do. Yeah, only the foolish would use a bioweapon, because a bioweapon is just as likely to be a problem for you. And them. And everyone. And people years from now. Look up Teflon sometime if you want to see how bad that can get. I can't believe I made that jump. Actually, that was where I was going. I don't know, whatever. You know what weirds me out, Mook? So we haven't really done much of the MSQ yet because, obviously, I haven't had a lot of time, they haven't had a lot of time. And we've only had 2 nights to play WoW. But even just flying around, I can fly around by memory. Even though it's different, it is similar enough that I can navigate just based on memory, which is just wild.
Careful ahead.
Oh no, it's... I don't actually know what that is. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Dead, whatever it is.
Venatori, not far from the garden. That's not a coincidence. Let's go in and see if there's any sign of what happened to the buskers.
No! What? Grab the ledge, Rook. There's no ledge! What are you talking about? It's right there! No, there's no ledge! Okay. Fine, fine, Rook. I hate you, Rook. It's scary. I don't care how scary it is. Also, while we're here. Hey, Tycho Brian. It's more sure. I can't believe I'm still getting shortcuts in these zones.
Up there.
No, it's not raining. Although... Now, that is a rare thing that I hear someone liked my E3 playthrough, so I'll say thank you for that. Thank you. Oh, okay.
What can I get you?
Have you seen any buskers from Docktown today?
Ha! I heard those songbirds had gone missing.
The Venatori had plans. I set them straight.
The Shadow Dragons really do stand up for us. All right, they're below. Just make it quick before someone sees you.
Hello? Who goes there?
Are you the buskers? We're here to help.
Hey, let me loot first.
A drink to take your mind off the world's troubles.
So, are you a fellow felon?
Call me Rook. I've been looking for missing buskers.
Lex Aulos, street balladeer, and sworn enemy of the Venatori, apparently.
How did you piss them off?
Well, say I'd composed a catchy but searing satirical ballad with rhymes for vainglory and excretory, and then taught said ballad to every performer in town.
That would do it.
Well, thanks to you and the owner's entirely legitimate seaway access, we live to compose another day. Perhaps it's time we take our act on the road. This city's a lot grimmer lately. Adieu, Rook. We'll sing your praises.
Listen, nobody of these ladders. We're fine. We're fine. What else we got? What else we got? Can't do that still. Grr. We must find the civilian. Hey, anybody? Have you seen a civilian? Sorry, the civilian around here? Giga, have you seen the civilian? I get what it means. That's just a really funny quest objective. What are you looking for? The civilian. Oh my god, no, that's their superhero name. That's their super... What's the superpower of someone whose superhero name is the civilian?
Venatori, stop them!
No, that's not... Oh god, yeah, it's like a stealth power. Nobody even notices them. They're not actually invisible, just people don't notice them. I feel like I saw an X-Files about that.
Over here!
Someone over there. Looks like she needs help.
Kind of busy.
Get clear.
Okay. And they're all dead. And or in pieces. Give me a minute. Yes, we must find the civilian. How will we know which one is them? Oh no! Oh god, it's I can't think of his name. The Grey Ghost? The Grey Fox. The Grey Fox from Oblivion. That's the superpower of the civilian right there. This actually sounds cool, the more I'm saying this. We need to make this a thing. Oh god, the silence. That's even worse. I hate the silence.
I hear you're the one who got that fancy alluvian up and running.
I did. Well, most of the way. Everyone helped out.
So tell me.
Continue. Don't mind me. Listen, we will find Bob and Gillenane. Look, I'm having trouble remembering Gillenane's name. Is that an actual ability? I just kind of gave up because it wasn't doing anything. I really can't remember his name, and I really don't care yet. I'm not sure I ever will. Like, that looks like something I can interact with. Wait, hang on. No? Dun, 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 dun. It's not working. It's not working! The Force doesn't work that way. I can't just magically, like, plot my way into this. I tried using the laser. That didn't seem to do anything. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Listen, Laura's luck is notoriously fantastic. What? I can clearly see it, game. What do you want from me, game? What do you want from me? What did I do? What did I do? Yeah! Let me in! I can clearly just climb over there. Yeah, the two levers don't do anything. See? There are 3 gates and 2 levers. Why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? I don't understand. Freeze one.
I hear you're the one who got that fancy alluvian up and running.
I did. Well, most of the way. Everyone helped out.
So tell me, how safe is it? Any reason to be worried?
Oh, you shouldn't worry at all.
So it's safe then?
No, just worrying won't help. Whatever happens would be instantaneous.
That's reassuring.
Why did that make the third okay. I actually had that thought earlier, and I immediately rejected it. After all, if I open the 2 gates and freeze them open, I still have the 3rd gate. So it didn't even occur to me to bother to do so. Because why would the 3rd gate magically open just because the 2 gates are stuck open?
Whispers. Offers. Someone made a deal with a demon.
Wait, you can make deals with demons in Deventer? Sorry, I'll stop. For right now.
Got it.
This is an illegal demon deal. An unsanctioned demon deal. Now, I'd make fun, but as we were just talking about, legal usage of fel magic is actually a thing in Silvermoon, which makes a shocking amount of sense. Consequently, they are also extremely harsh about illegal fel magic, which also makes sense. In.
This message. You're connected to the other Candlehop we met.
So, I note... I notice that despite the fact that this is the game which gives away all the answers, they have yet to explain who or what the Maker is, or even if the Maker is, and if there's an afterlife at all. Which I find to be both interesting that they haven't touched on those yet, which means either they're going to explain that, and it'll probably be stupid, or they're not.
Let's finish the job. Are you alright?
I'll be fine, I think. But the Viper isn't. The Venatori have him. They're going to kill him. Publicly. Said it would break the Shadow Dragons. And Dogtown.
Where?
The Temple of Andraste. They said it would suit him. Please hurry.
You know, we had the big 2/3 revelation. Fine, fine, fine. The 1/2 revelation. Doesn't have to be exact. Hello? Game? Oh my god, come on. Don't do this to me, game. Don't do this to me, game. We have defeated Jim. We have not defeated him or Ham yet. The timing of it was fine. I still think it's dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you. But, like, review-wise, I still haven't really decided if I'm doing anything review-wise with it.
Here it is. The Black Emporium. Another message for us.
Someone trusts who will follow the trail.
Where is that urchin? Oh, don't tell me I misplaced.
You know, since we already have the weapon we'll use for the rest of the game, let's see what other kind of cosmetics we have here. Anything cool? Anything super cool? Anything ultra cool? Not really. Let's go with this for a minute. No, but I might veto it, Elizar.
No matter.
Well, I'll buy that, obviously. So now we have increased staff energy charge rate, which I will take. Oh my gosh. Hey, 50% of all other damage type bonuses contributed to your necrotic damage bonus. I'll take it. Bunch of these I missed, my goodness. And I want all of them. Okay. At the moment, it's a soft veto, Zar. I'm told there is a giant, realistic spider in Resident Evil 9. That might qualify for hard veto status. We'll see. Oh my god, you're right. This is like the first Dragon Age game ever that doesn't have the spider problem. I didn't even think about that. But you're right. Yet. Yes, every game other than the 4 now gets a plus for not having spiders.
So, it looks like you and Lucanis are becoming fast friends.
I expect to wake up and see Spite forcing him to smother me with a pillow in the night.
You guys really hit it off, huh?
The hitting comes later.
That sounds like flirting to me. Are you flirting with Lucanis? No judgment. Played a game with too many options. What the hell would a game with too many options look like?
As you found their names, I felt them whisper through the fade. My own name changed. I am now Eulogy. I will remember them. A light glowing in memory.
Fun fact, I was doing some tech tests on the Homeworld games. Homeworld 1, no issues, just use the remaster. Homeworld 2, no issues, just use the remaster. Homeworld 3. I eventually got the game running. It took a hot minute. Oh, someone killed the bot. Someone killed the bot! Homeworld 3 was pretty simple. It was just arduous. I had to jump through a lot of hoops just to get the game up. But I did. Homeworld 3 is running. Then there was Deserts of Karak. Now, what's really funny is I already kind of knew this one walking in. So Deserts of Karak has a problem where it tries to install the Epic Gaming Store to launch the game for absolutely no reason, I feel like mentioning. And it's just Deserts of Karak. Now, here's the really strange part. Once you... Like, all you have to do is just launch the EXE directly, and not the launcher. And the EXE just launches just fine. Now, I still had some resolution issues I had to smooth over, but once I got past that, the game was working just fine.
Hold purpose!
If you're paying attention, there's one game I didn't mention, and that is freaking Cataclysm. Oh my god. It took me about an hour to get Cataclysm into a state I would consider acceptable. I kind of hope to never play it again, you know? Because, Jesus Christ, I don't want to go through that particular hassle again.
There he is. Let's go.
I don't know, Wolverine. So, the GOG release is what we used last time, and I actually even still had the shortcut set up from last time. But while it did launch the game and did pull it into windowed mode, which is what I needed, it also did this really strange thing where the entire game was squished and the wrong color palette. It also completely screwed with my desktop resolution in a way that I had to turn off the monitor to fix. So that's cool. I was hoping for a fan patch for Cataclysm. Unfortunately, there is no such thing that I was able to find.
Let's get Viper out of there before more Venatori show up.
There's an engine tweaker, but that's not really what I was looking for. Anyways, I did finally get it working. It just took some hoop jumping. The ultimate solution, if anybody else is wondering, is I had to go and launch it into windowed mode. In the mode in which you can't really tell what you're looking at because everything's squished and the wrong color palette. And then switch the renderer in the game because switching the I didn't switch the renderer. And that made it so I could actually see what the hell I was doing.
Holding off death for yet another day, it seems. I didn't expect help, with the Shadow Dragons laying low. I'm in your debt, Rook.
I wish I could have saved everyone. So many were lost.
The Venatori taunted me with that.
So, what now? What happens to the Shadow Dragons?
I'll get word out. We'll find each other. We once started from nothing but a dream. We can do so again.
Or maybe you should rest. Haven't you done enough? The Blight?
The Blight will take me down no matter what. I'd rather take action before it does. I have to believe Minrathous can survive this, and emerge stronger, better, even if I'm not here to see it.
Listen, I have no time to rest. I must. What? Is that it? That actually might be it. Ooh. Yep, okay, so. No, we gotta double check each of the zones. We're still only weak with the Shadow Dragons. Jeez Louise. Good morning, Umbral Magnus.
Wow. Even during an occupation, the market is still pretty busy. So many things you could buy. How do you choose?
Why choose? Just buy all of them.
Some of the finest duelists in Treviso wear my necklace. It's fish.
The fifth Talon said someone was coming. That you? We found a group of Venatori hiding out in the market. Not far from Cafe Pietra.
Let's see if they know where we can find Zara Renata.
Spy on me all you wish. You will only see
It's locked.
There must be another way. Up, maybe?
Yeah, it's called Break Open the Door. Come on, guys. Hold up. Okay, we're good.
Get moving, you layabouts. Don't keep Aquila waiting. He'll be a miserable pain in the ass all day.
Annihilate them!
Trouble ahead.
Fight on for your masters! Looks like we're doing this!
Rook is what they call him, Elizar. As in the chess piece.
Ugh, you can just smell the Venatori over there, can't you? Not just me.
Once they're in, they're in.
So, like, once the smell is in, they're in? Is that what you mean? Oh god, that is what you mean, don't you? Once the Venatori get in your clothes, they don't get out. How would I fix the Venatori? Oh, Jesus, I don't know. Okay. So we've got our generic Cerberus faction. / Darkspawn, / Nazis, / evil cultists.
Okay, let's see if there's anything to tell us where they came from.
Nothing in here.
I mean, being completely honest, and I mean this, if you handed me the writer's rings, my solution to the Venatori would be to wipe them out. Down to the last individual. Just crush them like a bug.
This won't get us anywhere.
I like to call that removing them from the board. Probably during this game, and have them be the Act 1 opponent, right?
Ah, this might get us somewhere. Aelia, huh? And he's Zara's toady.
Yeah, exactly, Lord Harriman.
Let's go meet Zara's trusted little toady at the bank.
Yeah, no, like, you see the transition, right? So these were a big cult of Corypheus. Well, Corypheus is dead and gone. It's been a minute. So they're on their way out. But they're still clinging to power. Clinging! And so we come in, we punch him in the face a few times. And they're like, ugh. And something about how we take down the Venatori opens up a flank. And the Antam, or just the Qunari, I would probably just have it be the Qunari, not the Antam. The Qunari swoop in. There's our Act 2 villain, right? We have now escalated a bit. Oh, crap. Now we gotta fight the Qun. Alright, we got this. We got this. And then we fight the Qun. Punch. But it turns out the Qun are being misled. Because the head leader of the Qun has been replaced by the ancient evil elven god, Sir Geoffrey Tilworth Splatsflangley. That's his name now, canonically. I mean, I just said that, Dr. Winter. They're Cerberus. They're Darkspawn. They're Nazis. They're zombies. It's a very old concept. It's called acceptable targets. That's why they're here. They're here to be bad guys we knock over. That's why I like the idea of them being our tutorial villains. Just a few losers who are on their way out and don't really realize it yet. Or worse, do realize it and are desperate. So I'm waiting, Nightwing? I'm not sure if there's another thing that's going to happen. Now I'm scared.
What are Venatori doing so far from Tevinter?
They'll go anywhere if it means bringing back the bad old days.
Okay. I mean, let's use another example of this. The Venatori are the, oh my god, what are they called in Skyrim? I can't remember what they're called. The Thalmor, thank you. Again, it's all about the villain you don't have to worry about killing. Yeah, no, you actually get it, Lord Harriman. That actually appeals to me because I happen to like the bookending concept.
Better be ready.
Wonderful. And resistance. As if I didn't have enough.
Because that means we have 3 distinct acts of villains, right? 3 different types of villains we fight. Which is also good from a gameplay perspective. Helps keep things varied. We fight the Venatori. We fight the Qunari. And then we fight the new Super Darkspawn.
You think you had me on the run, peasant? Think again.
Search his body? Just in case anything leads us to his boss?
Oh, yeah, and demons. Demons could be the catch-all. I would actually inspect specifically have the demons be the catch-all. The enemy you always fight throughout the whole game. And the reason why is because I want to acknowledge the events of Inquisition. The veil being shattered and the events of Inquisition clearly made demons different and a lot more prolific than they otherwise were. So, yeah, exactly. Demons are everywhere now. That's just normal now. That is a new status quo. Sure. So I saw the lore credits go through Nightwing, if that's what you're talking about. I do agree with you, though, Dr. Wood. I do think this is a bit of an oversimplification. Having said that, something I've been pushing back against a little bit more in my recent years is that every now and again, the bad guys can just be the bad guys. Not every group needs to have a, well, if only we could meet them halfway kind of thing, right? You know, I like a good nuanced villain as much as the next person, but not every villain needs to be someone I can reach a hand out to, right? And every now and again, it's nice to have a group that are just, hey, they're Nazis. You know? Yeah, I like to punch Nazis in the face. It's cool. We're cool with that. So, it'd be nice if we, like, what I'm trying to say is I don't mind the Venatori just being the bad guys, especially if we distinguish the Venatori from Tevinter. Now, maybe the Venatori who have enmeshed themselves in the Tevinter Imperium have done so to the point where taking down the Venatori means taking down the Tevinter, and I'm fine with that. You know, the Empire crumbles, but the people are still alive. Cool with it. This is why I said this would naturally lead into the Qun moving in, because the biggest thing that's been holding them back is the Tevinter Imperium. So then they're like, oh, hey. And there's our second act villain. I was going to write something down. That doesn't matter. Let me get this thing from Nightwing. There we go. And we'll get that towards Fallout New Vegas, 4X games, and you didn't pick a third thing. Nightwing, if you'd like to pick a third thing. Now that's fair, Dr. Winter. Dealer's choice. You got it. Thank you, Nightwing. What I would probably do is I'd have the Venatori specifically be just evil. They're Nazis. Cool. Bring down the Nazi party, bring down the Empire with it, revolution, chaos, Qun move in. The Qun I would make not completely evil. I would have there be some nuance and characters and perspectives, and I mean, it's the same thing the Qun have always been, right? They've always been more terrifying than evil, because so many of them are so convinced of how right they are. Like, that's part of the appeal of the Qun, is they're here to help you, right? It's the frickin' Borg, as I've said several times. I've compared the Qun to the Borg several times for that exact reason. So, yeah, they're here to help. They're here to make things better, and that's the problem. So, okay, now we got to work our way through that. Okay, cool. So we've got a different type of enemy, a different type of foe to face. How do we work in the even elven gods? Admittedly, that's the part that fits the least. Because, I mean, going back to them and just being the Darkspawn just makes them the Darkspawn again. Which is fine, but as you say, that's more or less just the Venatori again. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Facing Zara, I mean.
I lost a year of my life to that Venatori witch. I owe her for that. There you are. What took you so long? Ilario? What are you doing here? I'm coming with you, cousin. No arguments. This is my job. This is Crow business. How did you even know we'd be here? Rook, always a pleasure. Touring the city with my cousin? You must allow me to show you the sights.
That's an interesting way to not answer the question. I'm going to go with Lucanis on this.
Lucanis told you not to come.
This isn't your type of job, cousin. There's no one you can charm into dropping their guard. Only fanatics. All you can do is get yourself killed. You think I'm not good enough? Are you? Fine. Have it your way, cousin. You know best. Let's go, Rook. Zara is waiting. Go on, then. Don't keep Zara waiting.
Uh-huh. So he's the traitor. Got it. Yeah, sus! Sus! Wait, Ilario, I accuse you of being a demon.
You were right, Lucanis. They are hiding in the Chantry.
Guardian of night, hear the prayer.
Sanctuary! Sanctuary! Oh my god, we can go through the pews. We can go through the pews! Yeah! Oh, I wish there were more. Okay. Yeah, nice church. Looks like a mission from a live service game. So, if we were to make my terrible, terrible ideas work, we would need to change the Evanuris. My vague, right off the top of my head idea is that they would have to have been using the Venatori as a distraction. And they have no control over the Qun. That's stupid. They shouldn't. Like that's nonsense. But instead, it's more like they knew that the Qun would work in a certain way, so they messed with the Venatori, knowing the Venatori would make noise as they go down, which would open the way for the Qun, and all of that's a distraction.
Zara's favorite dreamer and soothsayer. She used to come to the ossuary to read bones. If she's here, so is Zara.
The point is, all of that is just there to distract us while they do what they're actually after, which is, and again, fake. I know it's a pathetic idea, just bear with me. Building biomass. Literally just sitting there in the background and working on building as much Darkspawn as they possibly can. Because they recognize that they can't just sweep with the way things are. The world's changed, they don't know what's going on, their powers are weakened, doesn't matter. So they decide they need a colossal freaking army. And that means they need time. And they want to make sure nobody's messing with us, and they're still worried about Solus's machinations, so they're like, okay. So they mess with the Venatori. Venatori open the way for the Qun, and they're like, oh, you know what? In fact, I like the idea that they didn't even do the Qun thing on purpose, that they didn't have enough understanding of the current geopolitical system to even understand the Qun would happen, right? They were just messing with the Venatori as a quick and dirty distraction, and as a happy accident that led to a world war situation. Awesome. Now, while we're dealing with that, they have plenty of time to experiment with new Darkspawn, create new sources of blight, spread the blight around, etc. Right? That then leads to Act 3, when they have now, either they have gotten the numbers they need, or I kind of like the idea better, that they haven't. that somewhere during Act 1 and probably Act 2, we got hints of what they're up to. And we're like, okay, we can't put this off. We got to go deal with this. And so we have to go, and this is where good writing would have to come in, because there'd have to be some way we could go and cut off their source of blight, or cut them off from the blight, or cut them off from the darkspawn, or something, right? Some way to diminish their projected power in a way that isn't just us grabbing a MacGuffin on Mars and then building it over Earth, right? You get the idea. Something good. No! Nightwing, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why? Yeah, maybe we literally just shove them into the Black City. Or maybe we shove the Blight into the Black City. I know it came from there. Maybe we revert it. This could be another one of those permanent removal of the Blight things, which is something I like the idea of, by the way. Permanent end of the Blight. And the way we permanently end it is we permanently lock it away in the Black City, and it's just there and it's gone. So we still have two extremely powerful elven mages cut off from the giant, power source that they had. Okay, cool. Do you need a refund on one of those, or both of those, Nightwing? Now, with the veil being a question mark, that's a good question, too. Like, you get my point, though. This is why I say this would take some good writing. We'd have to sit around the writer's room for a second and try to figure out how do. But the bullet point is, we do something to diminish the projected power of the Evanurus, probably during Act 2, while the World War is off here doing its own thing. Because we're not going to settle a World War in one game, right? And then we focus the entirety of Act 3 on the Darkspawn, especially the new Super Darkspawn, and the Blight, and then, of course, the Evanurus. Boom. There you go. There's your 3-act spread. Okay, so it looks like this is also going towards Fallout New Vegas 4. It's a dealer's choice. Thank you, Nightwing. Twice, or I guess 3 times. I do very much appreciate you. Now that's an interesting idea. We could also go with the idea, so let's assume that the Blight is the souls of the Titans. Maybe there's a way to heal that. Maybe there's a way to just shove those back into the Titan. I mentioned that yesterday, right? Maybe we just shove their souls back into them and that gets rid of the Blight. Maybe the souls have to be cleansed. Maybe there's a process there. I don't know. Something. Something to fix this.
Where does this go?
Another dark hole.
Screw ladders. Yeah, maybe we just placate the souls and they just go on to the Fade to be spirits like anything else.
We'll finish the job.
Maybe...
There! Strike now!
We cannot stop now.
I mean, that's a real possibility, Wandering Doll. Inquisition had really rough gameplay. Not just because of the side stuff. Like, even in general, that game was hampered off at the knees. Hampered off at the... I keep combining sayings lately. I don't do it on purpose. I apologize. It's because I changed my mind in mid-sentence. It's been hampered and cut off at the knees because of the gameplay. Because Inquisition's gameplay was pretty rough. And not helped by the side stuff or the frickin' Frostbite engine.
bring Lady Zara your beating hearts as a gift. They're close.
It is a shame, then, that core combat is only one of many aspects of gameplay, Doom Rider.
Nice work!
Forgive me my flippancy. It's just a tendency I've noticed. A lot of people, when they hear gameplay, what they mean is combat. How many people will say Mass Effect Andromeda had good gameplay, for example? That's not what they mean. What they mean is the core combat in Andromeda was good. And they're right. But the gameplay of Andromeda was pretty bad.
Faustus. He'd follow Zara around the prison like a sycophantic shadow. We're close. He won't be far from her side.
No, you're absolutely right, Doom Rider. Again, I agree. The core combat of Inquisition was not the issue. Quest design, overworld design, traversal, padding, interface, menuing. No, stop! I wanted to do that! You little snot! That's also doubly funny, because that looked awful, right? Like, they just ran through the pews, like they weren't even there. At least I get a couple to myself. Woo! Woo! Okay, we're good, we're good. Yeah, you remember the Druffalo escort quest in Inquisition? Because it was bad even for an escort quest. And I gotta be real, that was not the worst quest in that game. It was just one of the ones most people saw because it was in Hinterlands. Early on in Hinterlands, even. do apologize. My most adorablest of youngest nieces was fake crying. You never pay attention to them when they're fake crying. Except she started really crying. And for those of you who don't know how children work, usually what that means is whatever it is they're pretending to be sad about, they've kind of forgotten about, and all they are aware of now is how upset they are. Because crying is like physically strenuous, can give you a headache, can make you dry it out, etc. So I went down to calm her down. Which I did, of course. Because I am her uncle. And I stayed with her a minute to make sure she was stabilized and she was okay. This is me scratching her hair. I don't know why I did that motion on camera, but that's what I was doing. Okay. So. No, exactly, Dr. Winter. Like, It's actually really simple, Giga. The show she was watching on TV paused, and she couldn't figure out how to restart it. And her father, who was working, like I am at home, was working, and therefore was not capable of getting up and going and fixing it. And she couldn't figure out how to operate the control by herself. And that got her frustrated, and that got her more frustrated. And then she asked Papa to come help, and he said no, because he's working. And then she did the attempt to try and make sure that he would pay attention to her, which never works. It's worth noting. Now, that's an accusation I have not heard yet, Lilin Loss. I've never heard anyone say I'm being too lenient to this game, as the negatives just sit there staring at me. I am curious in what specific manners you mean, Lilin Loss.
Enough! You die!
Nonas and Decimos. I don't know if those were their names or if Zara just numbered her guards. We're close. I can feel someone using blood magic. A lot of blood magic.
You can sense that?
It makes the back of my eyes hurt.
Oh, I can't knock over the books. Ah, sadness. Hi, Linnea Ruth. Congrats. You are, making progress, I see. We're nowhere. All we've done is the first dungeon. The quest leading up to, and then the first dungeon. Good dungeon, for what it's worth. Definitely not what I consider to be one of the best dungeons in WoW history. And one sec. I mean, the only game I think even comes close to this overall in gameplay. That's gross. would be Origins.
Lucanis. It's terribly uncivilized to drop in on a lady unannounced. Now the evening's ruined.
You've got something on yourself.
How very eloquent.
Gross.
You're mine, Sarah. Descends with my knife in your heart.
Temper, Lucanis.
We have to fight in the... Okay, we have to fight in the blood.
Poor manners. Something like that.
How bad, Rook? Shadow down.
Ever shall we do it?
Better question is what Lucanis will do to you. Coming in range!
Blood for the gods.
I mean, let's be clear. The reason Origins has such a good gameplay is because of its encounter design. It's actually one of the things that Origins scores best at. Encounter design means one thing more than anything else. Time. So, trying to emulate that was never going to work.
Watch for ranged attack!
Burning in my back chamber. Let's just... Is that all? Is it not enough?
Not until you're dead.
No, not yet.
Where'd the blood go?
So serious, Lucanis. Why don't we talk? I can tell you much about Venatori and our pet crows.
No, I want her heart quivering on our life.
You want to know who betrayed you, don't you? Who sent you to the ossuary?
Talk.
I knew you were risk.
Ilario? I told you this is crow business.
Amato.
No! Mine! Get Ilario out!
What? No!
Rook, I can't! That's enough! Relent.
How did you manage to find every single way to make things worse?
My cousin would tell you that's my talent. But this was doomed from the start. Rook, keep him away. From Treviso, from the cross. He is a danger to the family.
But you are clearly and obviously the traitor.
You're awake.
Yes.
I've been trying to figure out what to say to you. And there aren't words enough to apologize. It's never been that bad before.
Lucanis, you don't have to do this alone. We have people who can help. Emmerich
looks at me like a thesis topic. We need to talk about Ilario.
He wants you to stay away from the crows. He thinks you're a danger to your family.
He's not wrong. If I cannot stay in control... He used blood magic to control spite.
What? How? He's not a mage.
I don't know, but something's not right.
The night you were captured, did Ilario know you were boarding that ship?
Yes.
I didn't say anything because he's your cousin, but I've always had a bad feeling about Ilario.
For his sake, let's hope you're wrong.
What, turning the health and damage even higher? God, no, all this time. Why would I do that? Why would I hate myself that much? Game. Thank you.
What are you doing?
The wisps are drawn to something around here. The boxes are baited with notes, baubles, things they steal.
Maybe they're drawn to you?
They've been seen here when I'm not. There's more to it.
Ah, yes. Wisps. The real enemy.
I've seen stranger.
Riveting case we've got here.
I follow the leads I've got. What? You don't like a good stakeout?
Dude, I grill a mean steak, I'm just saying.
Maybe. If it comes with a story.
You got something in mind?
All right, best stakeout. Go.
I once spent 9 days in a cramped attic keeping tabs on a suspect. He was posing as an Orlesian street mime.
That's your best stakeout.
You know, his show wasn't half bad. Plus, the attic was over a bakery. Best pie in Voldormer.
Can wisps measure up?
Got something.
We're that good.
Empty.
We're still good.
Okay, I've already mentioned this in my notes. It's the FF13 problem. They have absolutely no idea how to end scenes sometimes. Have you noticed that? It's like, okay, we've conveyed everything. And scene. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to conclude the scene. FF13 was worse about it, because FF13 is a train wreck. But it's the same general problem. Thank God we don't have people constantly giving speeches about the exact same thing over and over in this game.
You're still working.
Just finishing some things up. You know you're being creepy, right? Why are you watching me?
Because you haven't been sleeping, and I wanted to figure out why.
Oh, right. I have dreams now. When I go to sleep, I mean.
I thought dwarves didn't dream.
Solus used the dagger to rip the dreams from the Titans. maybe when I touched it, the dreams came back? It's unnerving. It's like my mind's telling a story to itself and is really bad at it.
So, Harding, tell me.
I know exactly what you mean. That's typical of dreams.
What about being scared? Is that typical too?
That's a nightmare.
Usually I'm being chased or hunted. There's something that glows red, just out of my sight, and I know it's gonna get me, but I don't know how I know.
And so you're here, thumbing through ledgers and unsure if you want to go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. But I already feel better, having talked about it. And now, I'm gonna get some sleep, and hope the dreams are safe.
Good luck.
I remember Ogren freaking out over going out under the sky, which was actually a pretty good scene. I'm not saying they should do that here, I'm just saying. No consequence thing there.
Hi, Emric. You've got a guest.
Ah, Rook. You remember the Hand of Glory?
Hard to forget. You figure out what those Venatori who broke into the necropolis were doing with it?
The Hand is how they broke in. The simpler undead are blind to its bearer when its tapers are lit. Sadly, only a death mage could have provided them with this forbidden necromancy.
If they're helping the Venatori, that has to stop.
Agreed. I've made some inquiries. This man is one of the Death Mage's victims. If he knows where this rogue necromancer is hiding, my corpse whispering will give us the answer.
Floor's all yours.
It shouldn't take long. I must warn you, it will be harder to coax answers from this poor man than from the dead I spoke to in the necropolis. Let flame rekindle your sight. Let breath and light rise again. Who did this to you?
Eyes hidden, dust and gold.
Give us a name.
They come for this one. The spirits shriek. They come.
A name?
Blackthorn.
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry.
Return to your rest.
Oh, I can flirt. I can flirt. I'm gonna flirt.
Not a flinch. You really know what you're doing.
Experience is the greatest teacher, and an open heart to what the spirits need.
I bet not every necromancer looks so dapper when they're working, though.
You choose the most extraordinary moments for compliments.
Is that bad?
Quite the opposite.
Back to the topic. Does Blackthorn mean anything to you?
Blackthorn Manor is an abandoned country house outside Navarra City. Our victim mentioned spirits. If they've also fallen prey to forbidden magic, they'll need our help as well. Let's depart for Blackthorn when you're ready. I'd like to speak to the necromancer behind all this.
Literally giga pudding. So far, the loyalty missions have actually been legit. We've hit a weird string of good quests in a row. The one we ran into, which wasn't good, was the last two. Otherwise, it's been solid. It's worth noting the last two were MSQ, not loyalty missions. I mean, they were framed as loyalty missions, but they kind of weren't.
Another helper waits between the facing.
Need a wisp.
Okay. Possible? At this point, we're off the map. I've said that before. We are completely off the map. That is extraordinarily unlike the Fulcrum. Dragon Age Origins scored quite well. Now, this has a non-zero chance of being the second best scoring. Which, if I'm being honest, is weird enough.
Manifestation.
Yeah, pretty close, but not quite there. Between the facing gods. Well, I thought I had something to do with the statue, but there's only one. Let's go and swap it, see if that does anything. It won't do anything. Perfect. Just leave a dragon skull here, don't mind me. Hey, you still there, Lola Moss?
Shit. You shouldn't have to deal with all this, Rook. The sooner I can get out of here, the better.
It's okay. I know you're really just a fragment of, like, abandoned development or whatever. What does a good boss fight look like to you? Like an example of a good boss fight.
You don't seem happy about your brother.
Well, sort of, but also not. It's complicated.
You thought he was dead. Now he's alive.
Which is good that he's not dead, I mean. But it's not him. Well, it is, but he's working with Anoris. It was easier before. I could think of the good things. Now he's back and I have to, I don't know, fix him?
He's alive. That's a start.
I hope so.
Wait, I'm muted. God damn it. Hang on. Anyway, I don't know. Oh god, I have no idea how long I've been muted. So, like, here's starting soon. Yep, okay, and here's this. But, like, nothing... I don't think I switched screens. It's kind of hard to switch screens on accident. I have to very deliberately do that. Okay, I did ask him... Why did I get muted? Okay, that's weird. It's the ancient evil elven gods. They've taken control of my OBS. That's all it is. See, I tend to divide it, Lord Haremont, because a good boss fight narratively and a good boss fight gameplay are two very different things. The Omega fight in FF16 is a fantastic fight gameplay and has no weight or relevance on the narrative axis, to use an immediate example. From Spider-Man? from Spider-Man. What? Guys, I think Colgrim's completely losing his mind. Colgrim's blighted. That is extremely weird. Colgrim betrayed the Krulls! J'accuse! I accuse you of being a demon, Colgrim. Words. So, like, I can think of a few boss fights that are really, really great. No, I'm not trolling. I'm legitimately not trolling. The only thing I can think of is that your Twitch stream blipped for a second to the beginning of the VOD. Because I don't even have it open anymore. I literally could not do this to you if I wanted to, because here's my starting screen soon page, right? So I'd have to go over here, pull up YouTube, go back to my history here. Hang on, let's go through all my history. There we go. Go back over to this history right here. Pull it up. And then, like, find Andromeda in here somewhere, which I'm pretty sure it is in here. Give me a second. There's Anthem. There's No More Nights. Here's Andromeda. Okay. Then find Andromeda. And then go back up here again, randomly. Like, there's no accidentally-ing that, right? And as I have just demonstrated, I didn't have anything set up to do that, so I couldn't have done that. So I have no idea. Like I said, I'm guessing the Twitch stream just blipped back. Running somewhere in the Nexus? So hang on. What we got? Is it over here, maybe? Nope, that's Anthem again. That's Dragon Age Inquisition. That's Anthem again. A lot of these are Anthem. That's Neverwhere Nights 2, which I know is a Bioware game, but I don't care. There's Anthem again. Gotta love Anthem. Dragon Age Origins. Aha! Here's Andromeda.
Oh, come on, please be a good side quest.
Yeah, this is when I was talking about side quest design. So, yeah, you are officially on crack. This is in the middle of the VOD. You can see right here. I had to find this clip. You are super duper on crack. All of the crack. You're doing all of the crack. No, it's probably Twitch. It probably did a rewind thing to the very beginning of the VOD. Because I cannot imagine how else that would have happened. In fact, I'm going to close this again just to continue to prove that it cannot just happen on accident. Yeah, there's actually a Mass Effect lore run and a Mass Effect review series. Now, what the hell was I writing down? Boss fights! I can think of several boss fights that are actually really, really good boss fights on the story axis that absolutely suck in terms of gameplay. In fact, I would go so far as to say that there's a lot of those. And then I can think of several boss fights that, you know, are really good in gameplay and have no narrative significance. And one of the best boss fights ever made in WoW has no story to it. None. It's some random druid you've never heard of before and will never hear of again, and he's just there, being a druid, for absolutely no reason. It just happens to be one of the best fights in the entire game. just shrug, right? Like, that happens. That's actually why I Sorry, this has all been reaction to Lord Harriman, but that's why I differentiate the two axes, because, yeah, there's just too many examples of that. No, I'm sure Twitch is doing something wonky. I guarantee it. Twitch is slowly getting worse and worse and worse because monkeys with more money than sense have decided to make things worse because that's their job. It's very strange. And it's that exact frame, which is doubly weird. Because, again, it's not even up on my end. So it literally has to be Twitch. Because I don't have that video up. Never mind the frame for it. Whatever. I got nothing. I got nothing. So, good boss fight about checking your learning of the skills of the game. Shouldn't test your patience, so boss fight should be fairly short if you know what you're doing. I actually agree with that, for the most part. Listen, I'll take that as proof. I didn't even need to say boobs. Which makes sense, because there are no boobs in this game. Let's see. Have I talked to everyone? Yes. Okay, so... let's go ahead and do... let's see here. Game. There we go. Emmerich Quest. It doesn't exist. It was a falsehood, von Falkenstein. It's already been disproven. Most appropriate application of boobs in a game. Now that's a tricky one. I mean, obviously, it's Dead or Alive beach volleyball. But other than that... who haven't I brought with you? Bayonetta doesn't have boobs, she has legs. No, I wouldn't either, von Falkenstein. That's the messed up part. Some people have pointed out... hang on. Some people have pointed out how obviously fake that news was. But the thing is, it wasn't, was it? Like, it was believable. The one thing that made me think it wasn't real was because it talked about how future hardware was going to require neural processing, which is actually a whole separate category of CPUs that we don't really have access to in the consumer market. So that was the only thing that made me go... and then little double checking, and it was fake. Okay, cool. But, like, everything else about that, yeah, I could absolutely see Microsoft doing that and just ruining it. What if I Alt-Tab? Like, maybe if I Alt-Tab this. Let's try to document this. What is causing this to happen? So I'm Alt-Tabbing. That's around. Okay, nothing?
Blackthorn Manor. Let's hope that necromancer working with the Venatori is around.
There's a malaise amongst the spirits here. Some form of confinement. This must be the place.
Right. So, why do we bring that?
Oh, it's essential we have the Hand of Glory.
Oh my god.
It is so hard not to make fun of something called a Hand of Glory.
What's so amusing about it?
Really? You don't? With the name? Nope, never mind.
The magic laid upon a Hand of Glory is complex. Whoever killed its donor left their mark.
So it'll lead us to whoever cut it off?
Precisely. Most likely the necromancer who's been helping the Venatori. It would have taken extraordinary skill to layer the involutions on this artifact. What a waste of talent.
I like how passionate you are about your work.
Death is one of the primordial forces. It breaks bonds as it lays the ground for the new. At times, there's something stirring about the elegance of it.
It's quite a way of putting things.
I always choose my words carefully.
And you're the only character in this game I believe that about.
Forbidden necromancy can twist spirits.
Except Solus.
We must find this death mage and stop whatever they've done to them.
Emmerich is just... Emmerich's back is just breaking under the weight right now. Yes. Mortals die. It is what they do. See, that was Shepard's mistake.
Rogue necromancer here, they forgot to lock the door.
The Hand of Glory's magic points inward to the northeast.
Let's go look.
I don't like this.
Thanks for the witty commentary there, Lucanis. That was Shepard's mistake. She should have said, "We fight and we die." That is distressingly satisfying. Aw. Hey, Zacchus. If you mean the game, the score should be up to date. Hang on. Checking. Yep. Score's up to date. Very frustrating game.
These sigils. They can't be.
That's a lot of books.
I've seen similar spell work in Tevinter.
Our rogue necromancer has hidden something terrible behind this door.
Can you open it?
The door's seals are drawn. Going on magic elsewhere in the manor, fueled by suffering.
Let's put an end to that and get this door open.
Oh man, I love things that are fueled by suffering.
Northeast and southwest.
Like capitalism. Sorry. That's not true. Capitalism's fueled by slavery. But, point remaining. I guess just billionaires. Billionaires are fueled by suffering. There we go. More accurate statement.
Ugh. Locked tight.
Maybe there's a key.
No. Trust me, no.
I pray he believes you.
Sorry, what?
Spite asked if those self-lighting candles are good to eat.
How do you know that, Lucanis?
Have you noticed anything strange about the Fade itself here?
It's agitated. I felt this in Tevinter around big works of magic.
The spirits press closer than they should.
Ugh. 6 feet, spirits. 6 feet. Oh, come on, game. I even landed. My ankle! Ugh. Instant death. Yep.
What have they done?
This looks bad.
Sacrifices, both spirit and human.
And demons.
Yeah, that makes sense, given the circumstances.
Now what?
I must free the spirit bound here.
Emmerich!
Someone's been harvesting their terror. Their souls! How dare they? What are they Come, I can sense another spirit trapped here in the mansion.
I don't mean to be unkind, but we knew that. Like, we were already aware of the fact that they were harvesting their spirits for... Nice music. Okay, fine. No, it's fine. I shan't speak ill of my beloved.
Look at the door. Freeing one spirit has already weakened its seals.
Yeah, thanks. I understand how this works. I played a video game before. Oh, that's a good point. I was on my phone. Thank God this game is summarizing stuff. Otherwise I would have missed things. Because you see, this is Cusco's poison. The poison made specifically to kill Cusco. A poison just for Cusco.
Another victim.
We've got demons again.
You free this one, Rick?
I must.
Interesting answer to that question.
Well done. What's wrong? Someone's been stealing the life, the essence of people who knew they were facing death. The effects persist. But the door we saw earlier should be unsealed.
Hope that necromancer we're after is behind it.
Yeah, hey Giga, you're about to die. Okay, now hold that. Hold that thought for the next 7 years.
Let's open that door. Someone's torn a path into the Fade. It's imperative we find and stop this necromancer from keeping the Fade open.
Mierda.
Wisps aren't usually this angry.
This necromancer we're after corrupted it. Fortunately, I can calm the poor things when they're in this state.
Be at peace, little one. Now go be a key for me, please.
Onwards. Hand of Glory still points the way.
In the Fade. It still works in the Fade. These are bodies. Were bodies? I'm gonna not think about that.
This necromancer has brought once helpless undead into the Fade as soldiers?
And a ranged demon.
The way won't open until we defeat them.
Get clear! Understood! It's too soon!
Come on, let me do the attack.
That's the last of them. Undead and a demon. We must be getting close.
Our rogue necromancer knows exactly where we are. Why have they gone to such lengths to drain power from spirits?
What's with all the hands in the Fade in this game? So, some of the talents we've been getting have actually been improving, noticeably improving, but, like, it's in stuff that I admit doesn't really change the arsenal. In fact, until we switch specs, which we are going to do at some point. Oh god, that's probably actually true, but well, until we switch specs, we're there. We have our build, we have our kit. So, like, for example, let's see what else we're going to... I'll just look at the build here. So we're going to get things like actions that use mana now heal you for the fact that they did that. You gain damage relative to the amount of health your target and you have lost. Let's see here. If you have a debuff on an enemy, it spawns a necrotic bolt when you kill that enemy, and that seeks out a nearby enemy. Increase damage to an enemy who is specifically frozen. Every time you deal a crit, you gain deflection for a few seconds. Stuff like this, right? It's good stuff, legitimately. It's just it's all mutators for existing stuff, right? For example, here's another thing. Everything is going to cost more mana, but is going to gain increased penetration, therefore just bypassing armor. Stuff like that. So, cool. But, yeah, our build is frozen until I switch builds, which I can do it, with a literal button press here. I haven't decided if I'm going to try out Evoker next, which is that, or Spellblade. I should probably try Spellblade to try the most different thing. Just kind of see how that feels. What do we get over here? So that's 40. Okay, so we gain the ability to detonate Sundered, which we actually already have a Sunder Creator. What else? There's the Desperation thing I just mentioned. I actually just mentioned several of these. Plus 50% Health Leech. All Health Leech.
Down there. More victims.
I don't see that rogue necromancer yet.
I suspect they're nearby, and suspect their handiwork.
And let me check the question queue. Let's see. This might be it. What do you think the story could have done if we had stuck with the Ferelden Grey Wardens after Awakening, meaning 2 would have had to be sequel to that? Would you have wanted to look at the Architect? Yes. Reaching into the Mage Chantry conflict with Grey Wardens being in the focus, since mages have no Chantry oversight and all that. First of all, I'm already on board. You've already sold me. Yes. Follow through on the Architect, who was never relevant again.
Late as always, Professor.
Oh no, it's...
But what else would one expect from Navarra's most eminent meddler?
Johanna Hesenkos.
You've met?
Oh, the Professor and I have known each other for ages. But only one of us realized the Watchers are no place for a mage with ambition.
So she's an evil Watcher. That's great.
Only if she's beyond hope.
Spare me your sanctimonious bleating.
No. The stone knife in that lantern can permanently tear open the Fade here.
Correct. Only the foolhardy would shed blood near it in this state. So, let the Watchers mourn your pathetic death in the Fade, Emmerich Volkaren. Those that are left after my return.
No. What is she planning?
Emmerich, be okay to fight?
I actually kind of like the idea of the lantern thing. It's basically the equivalent of having a bomb on you with a dead man switch. But like a clever in-universe way to do that concept. I like that. So far, yes, Mad Overlord. Although, we haven't really seen Tasha's yet. Yeah, for once, there's no cutscene incompetence. There's a pretty good explanation for why we didn't just kill her right there.
Due to that spirit.
I'll try freeing it, but I fear the worst.
Thank you for the sub, Glorious Barbarian. The numbers are up to date over here. I'll put that towards dealer's choice.
The spirit, its essence, is gone. Johanna's trapped it in her lantern.
Then let's find her.
I mean, yeah, if anybody's going to be a villain for Emmerich, it's got to be basically the magic necromancer Riddler, right?
There's no way out.
What do we do now? The Fade always provides a way forward. We only need to search for it.
Then let's get looking. Candle. This wasn't here before.
Oh, let me think. We're in a receptive eddy of the Fade, and since Johanna's spirit summoning has already focused its mana, do you recall the ritual we performed in the Grand Necropolis? Concentrate on that memory.
You mean when we were lighting candles?
Find some more, and we can use them to leave this place.
Here's that last candle.
Excellent. Place them on the pedestals if you would. We drift upon the echoes. Let them form a new configuration. And with that, let's get back to the real world. We must find Johanna once we're out of here. This rift in the Fade will lie open until we deal with her.
Who haven't we seen? So we haven't seen Tash's villain yet, unless it's from it's the mother, unless it's her. I guess Harding didn't really have one. Harding just had other dwarf. Oh, right, the Dragon Lord or whatever.
How did you get out so quickly?
Where's Hezenkos's voice coming from?
The Hand of Glory resonates. It's pointing to the main hall.
Let's go.
I can feel Johanna summoning hostile spirits. That portal into the Fade won't close until we defeat them.
But we still can't attack Hezenkos herself while she's holding that lantern.
The entire countryside would be torn apart in a maelstrom.
That's a pretty big bomb.
So you crawled your way out of the Fade.
It's not difficult for those who treat spirits better than tools to an end, Johanna.
Sentimental drivel. You may have stopped my work here, but Navarra City will know its new ruler.
Why? You gonna lecture us to death now?
I'll not explain myself to one of Volkaren's hangers-on, though the professor clearly avoided mentioning his old colleague in exile.
We made every attempt to bring you to reason.
I gave you every chance to join me instead of whining endlessly about your mortality. But I must thank you for returning something dear to me. Lovely to have my hand back. I'd exchanged it with the Venatori for some favors after entering this condition.
Johanna, what have you done?
What you never had the courage to.
I can summon pride demons! You realize that's not that big of a deal anymore, right? Shut up! Let me have this moment.
First off,
rampant ego. Okay.
Masterfully done, Rook. Behind you!
It's over. Emmerich, still sense anything wrong?
We were successful. Johanna's magic no longer changed the spirits, and the Fade is still.
Great. Okay. But let's talk back at the lighthouse.
But the food! Look at the spread. They've got sauce. Look at the size of those cheese wheels! That cheese wheel is bigger than my torso. Look at that. Sausages. And, well, I don't know what those look like. Oysters or something. And lobster. They've got lobster. Emmerich, they have lobster. Okay, fine.
At least we freed those spirits from their suffering. Shall we depart?
Let's get back to the lighthouse.
Gladly.
Wait, Emmerich's vegetarian? I've decided to stop romancing him.
Oh, the Song of the Chambers won't have anything on what Johanna's... Perhaps the Waking Scrolls? No. Manfred, have you seen the Fellmarch manuscripts?
You and Manfred need an extra pair of eyes for whatever this is?
I suppose it's time I explained this mess. Johanna Hesenkos was a watcher. She was banished for embracing the darker paths of our art. Forbidden magic, blood sacrifice, nothing is beyond her if it leads to power, recognition, or both.
Sounded like you knew her before all that.
We were friends, once.
Well, I know that you've at least upgraded your taste in friends lately.
If it helps, you've got someone who cares right next to you.
That's very dear of you, but I'll be fine.
It's so cute how you're such a bad liar.
Things used to be much better between Johanna and me. She truly was brilliant, and we got on so well as students. We partnered on papers, rituals, research. Yet even then, Johanna considered the Watcher's oaths quaint. This isn't the first time we've crossed paths since she was exiled, but now I fear she's turned herself partly undead.
She made herself half undead? On purpose?
There are advantages to undeath you may not be familiar.
Yeah, I've been a lich before, thanks.
You saw Johanna's Lantern of Unwilling Souls. A necromancer could create monstrous undead with that much stolen life.
Hesenkos was yelling a lot about conquering Navarra City.
We must stop her, Rook. Thank you, Manfred. Quite right. The Order's knowledge will see us through.
Hesenkos had been stopped.
Oh, here we go.
For now. But she had big plans for Navarra. City conquering, new ruler plans. And while she had some regrets...
She even looks like the Riddler.
...friendships, she knew her greatest invention was going to bring down the house.
Okay. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure most people like the art, Giga. No, listen. She's got... Her dick is so big, okay? Or I guess her undead monstrosity's dick. So, yeah, I was thinking Frozen.
Come to stare into the fire. I've heard that helps people think. Can't say I've had luck with it.
But if you want... Oh, hey, there's... Yeah. If you want something that's a little bit less standard, as a debuff indicator for blue. Maybe like magic glutted. So all magic effects are magnified, right? Healing does more, buffs do more, damage does more, right?
Lucanis? Where is he?
Uh-huh. Okay, Lucanis can wait a sec. Never, Giga!
Meet me in Ravane? I've got sparring practice with the lords, and I could use the sea air. So could you.
You know, that sounds quite nice.
All right, then. I'll see you soon.
Okay, that's a quickie.
The fires are lit.
Damn it! I still need 200 more Whatchafigs. So anyways. So Lucanis requests spring onions, green cabbage, short grain rice, vinegar, white, and vinegar dark. One for pickling, one for bread. Coffee beans for Nev when she's back. Cinnamon, please, from Balara. And Lucanis then says, if it can be found. The Yantom's navy takes its share from whatever trading ships pass through Treviso. And there's the food inventory, which we've actually already read on camera. So, from Solus, lots of salted meat, not sure what kind, not hollow. Large quantity of raisins, seemingly untouched. Several jars of honey. This is the inventory, by the way. Fresh meat, several varieties of cheese, flour, salt, fresh rolled noodles, some kind of paste made out of peppers and oil, casks of fresh wine, large tubs of coffee beans, small jars of very expensive coffee beans, that's for Lucanis, breaded sticks of cheese, animal biscuits, that's for Davin, fresh bananas for Emmerich. Emmerich likes bananas. Fresh bread, tub of butter, fresh milk, things we need, fresh milk, apples, ask Emmerich, more cooking oil, chocolate for Rook, and wine for the book club. So, the doodadding of this looks better. What's interesting is they haven't addressed the actual issue I had with the room, which is this, which you'll notice is basically untouched. The core point I was trying to make, and failing at because I was tired, a combination of tired and sick, was that this room looks like something that was thrown together in 30 minutes. Because it probably was. I appreciate that they're doing stuff down here, but this stuff was never my issue, right? I've noticed this kind of design all over the place. So, I sincerely doubt it's unique to this area. Now let's go see what Lucanis is on about.
Back, demon! No further! Isn't standing up to them supposed to work?
Let Lucanis go! Don't make us hurt both of you!
What's going on? Lucanis?
It's not Lucanis, it's the demon. It's taking him over. He's trying to leave.
Smells like jam and brimstone.
Rook, do something!
Okay.
Lucanis, wake up!
Ugh. What the?
You tried to walk through the Alluvion in your sleep.
Spite wanted out.
I need coffee.
You can't just caffeinate your way out of this.
It's hard for Spite to take control when I'm awake, so I try to stay awake.
You can't just stay awake forever. I think that would kill you.
I'll be more careful next time.
We do have magical experts here, you know. Once we put our heads together, we'll figure this out.
I already talked to Nev and Belara. Don't worry about it. This won't happen again. And thanks.
Uh-huh. Actually, yeah, Blade Tval. But yeah, just tie him up when he's asleep, dude. Like that I'm not the only one who feels like that's the obvious choice, right? Is that just me? Is that too obvious? We could put him in a coffin and chain him in the coffin if you want to go extreme with it. Meanwhile, we're at excellent 3 stars with the Mornwatch. Oh, God. Of course there's new quests. No! No! Why? Why do you hate me? Okay, before I go do those, hang on. I don't care. Just let's go. 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 What is that? Oh, meet Morgan. No, pass. Pass. No new quests. No new quests. No, I know there's new quests. You know why? It's because I don't have all the factions at 3 stars yet. This is the wrong area. I want up here, I think? But I thought... God, I don't know where it is now. I'm looking for the vendor. And I don't know where it's at on the map. I just know what the area looks like. Don't worry, I will definitely play this game 27 times.
I've seen the type. Dangerous and damn slippery about it.
You're right. She held such promise. I only wish... wishing for the alternative. You'd find that naive.
Can't say it changes things. Can't change that you were friends once, either. And for that, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Nev.
Okay, so sell to you. Hey, we're up to 2 stars with them. Woo! How is our money doing? Yeah, we're doing okay. What do wisps do with gold? Asking for a friend. Terror. Why? Few barrels survived the Kirkwall Rebellion, but this is one of them. Permanently boosts all damage by 1% once acquired. Okay, so now that's done. Okay. So wrong button. Very important. It was over here, right? Yes. Oh. But first I do want to check something, which will be here. Can I do this quest yet? No! Why can't I do this quest? Why? Why? God, why have you forsaken me? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Grats, Braglin. Okay. It's okay. There's only like one side quest, right? Right? Okay, there's only two right here. Okay, there's only two. That's actually not as bad as I was afraid of. We're okay. But it's my lunch break, so